Hey there, welcome to our presentation on how you can save tens or hundreds of thousands in taxes before the end of the year. Who is this presentation for? This presentation is for anyone who files taxes and is consistently overpaying the IRS or state authorities. This is for anyone looking for key tax strategies to help shape decisions on investment, retirement, education, taxes, insurance, and estate planning. This is for business owners looking for ways and strategies to cut their tax bill and to optimize their business. Whether you are a real estate professional, investor, a high net worth individual, an high earning professional, or seeking to find legal ways to reduce your tax bill, this presentation is for you. Also, this presentation is for anyone that has been overpaying the IRS for years, or pretty much you're worried about the upcoming tax changes, or really just looking for new ways to reduce your tax bill, or have never done any tax planning in your business or personal life. Whether you're feeling stuck, either way, this presentation is for you. So, what is tax planning? Before year end, tax planning is the process of looking at a person's life, business, and regulatory requirements to legally reduce taxes. After the year end, that's when tax preparation is done. Tax preparation is the process of preparing tax returns for submission to the IRS. My big promise to you is to show you a step by step formula of showing you how to legally reduce your taxes with tax planning and planning for the Biden tax hike. So right now, I'm going to give you guys a background of who am I. My name is Busei Oguntonia, and I'm a CPA with a master's in taxation. I'm also the managing partner of Big Apple Accounting, Tax and Advisory, a boutique CPA practice with clients in all 50 states. I have been a CPA for over 14 years, and I have achieved financial independence with ownership of my CPA practice. I have helped over 200 individuals and accounting professionals launch and scale their businesses to a six-figure business. I also hold a master's in taxation from Fordham University. I have also been featured in Forbes magazine, Accounting Today, and VentureBeat. Also, my firm has a strategic partnership with Fortis Lux, a premier financial planning firm with $5 billion of assets under management. As you guys know, the tax environment will be vastly different in the coming years. So I want you guys to take a look at this chart. We know that the tax deadline is coming up. Then we have the October 15th for individuals who are filing extensions. As you guys know, Biden is president, and you have to plan for every time frame. Most likely we're thinking there's potentially going to be another COVID bill towards the end of the year, and later in this year, we're going to see Biden tax hikes. So we're going to highlight the key changes that are going to affect most Americans and taxpayers. For example, capital gains and dividends. Biden's proposal would increase the top margin income tax rate on long-term capital gains to 39.6% for taxpayers earning more than $1 million annually. He would also eliminate the step-up basis for tax expenditure that allow decedents to pass capital gains to their heirs without tax. The top tax rate on long-term gains would nearly double from 23.8% to 43.4%. Also, corporate tax rates are slated to go up. Biden's proposed to increase the corporate tax rate to 20%. In addition, there's also going to be an increase on eliminating the wage-based gap on taxpayers with income over $400,000. Also, the Biden administration has proposed increasing the individual top rate back to 39.6, where it sat prior to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Also, major item I want you guys to understand, the Biden administration has proposed phasing out the qualified business income deduction for incomes over $400,000. This would affect pass-through tax structures. So if your business is a partnership, an LLC, a GP, LP, or S corporation, you must do tax planning for this. As you guys can see, there's going to be a lot of tax changes going forward. And, these are just the few of the tax changes we know that are currently going to be implemented. Entity tax changes are going to affect you. Itemized deductions on your personal tax returns are going to affect you. And as you guys know, the tax various changes will affect your personal, business, and your financial future. And keeping track of what's going on is frankly a full time job. And without proper tax planning, you'll be paying higher taxes for the foreseeable future. And that's one of the biggest problems in this country. Most small business owners and individuals believe that their CPA, accountant, tax preparer is saving them money on taxes. But the reality is they aren't. Tax preparation is a cost center. Tax planning is an investment with a return on investment, ROI. What is tax planning? Most people are only familiar with tax preparation. Tax prep is the process of preparing tax returns for the submission to the IRS. If you're not doing tax planning right now, your taxes are going to go up. We've had business owners ask us about the 101.5% tax. After the Biden tax law goes into effect, if you're a small business in San Fran, this is what you're going to see. And frankly, that doesn't include sales tax, property tax, and different items. But it's not really 101.5%. You know, you would only have these tax rates if you live in certain cities and states. And the same rates don't always combine on the same income at the same time. You could deduct taxes at different levels, which may affect different taxable amount later. But it could be a lot more in taxes than you're paying today. The reality is, regardless of what's going on, we have to focus on what matters: tax changes and tax planning. 2021 and 2022 is going to be like an iceberg. What you see here is what you think you can save in taxes and what you can actually save with tax planning with a Biden presidency. We're going to cover deductions, legal entity structures, retirement, insurance, loopholes, and various items that are going to come up, especially for niche specific strategies. We have a lot of clients that we work with, and I'm going to give you guys a brief example. And this client came to us and we reviewed their tax returns. And if we didn't do proper tax planning, our client would have overpaid the IRS roughly $60,000. You have to think about what they could do with that money. They could help for retirement, establish their business, pay for the college, their kids' tuition. There's different items that, you have to account for, and tax plan is a way to save money. And I'm not saying their, prior CPA or accountant was negligent. I just believe that it's not, a lot of people are not doing tax planning. They're really just doing tax preparation, which is tax compliance. And most tax preparers are very different compared to tax planning. Tax plan is very value focused. When you compare it to a doctor versus a spinal surgeon, it's very niche and it's very proactive. And that's the difference. I want you guys to pause here and really understand what the difference between a tax preparer that you guys probably worked with or a tax planner, which is very value focused to save you money. It's very niche, like a spinal surgeon, and it's very proactive. That's a major difference. If you decide to work with us, there's a process. We're gonna get on the phone, and we're gonna plan a strategy session. Then also, we're gonna send you a request list of prior documents. Then after that, we're gonna set up a kickoff call to really understand what's going on. And within 3 to 5 weeks, we're gonna have a deliverable tax plan for you, and also set up a follow-up call as needed. Our goal is to save you a lot of money with proper tax planning. And this is what it's gonna entail. We're gonna do a lot of things for you. Deduction reviews, strategy review, and look at all the items that I want you guys to think about. Whether it's your home office, your healthcare strategies, maybe hiring your children or grandparents. There's so much more that we can definitely help you out with. Another item is we're gonna help you guys out with is legal entity optimization. There's a lot of entities that people work with. So you have to consider your sole prop, your partnership, your S corps. There's a lot of items that if you're not really tax planning and running a tax efficient entity, you're not going to save a lot of money. For example, we saved our client roughly $30,000 in 2020 on their tax return, And going forward, we're going to save them $34,000. Also you have to consider retirement planning. Retirement planning has to do a lot with tax planning. So we're going to help you out with different profit sharing, retirement planning, 401k plan, cash balance plans. That's something I want you guys to understand. Also, tax plan also involves asset protection. So we're going to help you out with your Roth IRA, your SEP IRA, and there's so much items that goes into this asset protection. In addition, we're going to help you out with different government legislations, different consultation acts that's coming up. As you guys can see, there's a lot of value we deliver for our clients. You have to really plan correctly for the upcoming tax hikes. If you're a top earner, individual income tax is going to go up to 40%. Capital gains is going to go over to 40% for high income earners. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of things that are going to take place. And I want you guys to be prepared. In addition, we also do different tax planning structures. So I want you guys to take a look at this. This is just a few of the tax structures I've implemented for different clients. Whether it's an S corp, whether it's a C corp, that's something we definitely gonna help you out with. I pay my staff roughly $257,000 per year, and one thing I've realized, I've saved my clients 1.3 million in the current year by tax planning. And by the time my clients plan to retire, that's going to be roughly $121 million in tax savings through retirement planning, asset protection, entity structures, and really tax deferrals. You know, and that's something I'm looking to do for you guys. So we have two options. First, we could go as cheap as possible and try to sell to as many people as possible, but that's not really how you add value to our clients. We actually want to save you money. And the second option requires a little bit of higher investment. We can actually reduce your taxes rather than just preparing tax returns. You know, if all I did was save you 3 to 5 more in taxes in your current year than when you invest, and save you what you invest this year, but you keep that savings every year. So if I save you $10,000, right, or even $50,000, imagine saving that for the next 10 years. That's over $500,000. You know, that will help you protect your assets and your family, and help you plan for the upcoming Biden tax hikes. And also, we will help you take advantage of any of the CARES and new COVID legislation, and also give you advice to really set aside savings and really plan to invest for retirement. As you guys can see, tax planning is very comprehensive. From entity reviewing, understanding what type of deductions to take, to retirement options. It's very comprehensive, but we have your back. We're also going to assist our clients with tax preparation, which is going to help you reduce the amount of taxes you pay. And also, there's different items that we could definitely implement in this package. We cover a dozen of strategies, whether it's maximizing deductions, looking at legal loopholes. There's over 85 strategies in total that we can really help in terms of reducing your tax bill. Now you have a choice. I've been a CPA for over 10 years. I also hold a master's in taxation. And as I mentioned earlier, I've saved our clients over $1.3 million in tax savings this year. And you have two choices. You could either overpay the IRS or put more money in your pockets. I want you guys to focus on this right here. There are things that matter, and there are things you can control. And in between, there's things that you should focus on. And what you should focus on is really investing in expert help. By watching this presentation, it shows you're ready to take your life and business to the next level. Successful business owners should surround themselves with first-rate advisors. You know, that's very powerful. First, you're going to shorten the learning curve by working with a subject matter expert. Frankly, trying to learn these tax strategies without proper guidance is crazy. You might end up in hot water with the IRS. I know definitely you don't want that happening. Personally, I've invested over $120,000 in learning different tax strategies and different items to help our clients. Honestly, I don't want you guys to go at this alone. Try to find the best advisor out there and spend whatever it takes to work with them. This is how I can help. I've set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these strategies today. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I've seen them and I know how to overcome them. We'll get on the phone for about 45 minutes, and on this session, I will work with you to craft a step by step game plan. And the cost is absolutely free. Why am I doing this? I'm passionate about reducing taxes. As a CPA who has achieved financial independence, I want to teach you everything I know to live the life you want. And taxes plays a major role in our lives. Plus, I know that you might want my help. If so, we can discuss it and see if it's a good fit for both of us. If not, that's fine too. So I want you guys to click on this link here. It's going to take you to my calendar and a short application. By clicking on it, you're going to get on my calendar, and we could definitely work together to see ways we can lower your tax bill through various tax strategies. Thank you for this presentation, and have a good day.